we finally got an update to a story that we've been tracking for a little while here. We've had some updates in the past, particularly given a interesting parade float IP. Wouldn't have selected Wish, but that's besides the point. What are we talking about? We're talking about Disney's Starlight Parade. Now, in preparation for Epic Universe's opening, we heard a slew of announcements from Disney about what they would be providing this summer. And I must be honest, the offerings were a little bit lackluster. I say that because, well, there weren't any attraction offerings. And I mean, if there were, we would have heard about them, I suppose. We got a slew of entertainment offerings. Now, some of those entertainment offerings, interesting, some better. And I think this one was the strongest of the bunch because it's very rare that we get a new a nighttime parade like this. I believe I was averaging it at something like 20, 25 years we get a nighttime parade from any of these parks, which is kind of insane when you think about it, because the Main Street Electrical Parade, I mean, it floated by a lot of these main streets all over the world for something like 50 years. And so now we have this Starlight Parade. But as Blog Mickey points out here, the big question about this parade was when it was actually going to make its debut. In fact, when this article was published, they were making the case, look, it should have debuted already. That night, May 27th, 2025, should have been the night that this actually stepped off and was introduced to audiences. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Now, later on that night, we actually got an opening date. Finally, as is illustrated here by that Bark Blaze, Magic Kingdom Nighttime Parade Starlight set to debut July 20th, 2025. Oh boy. After months of speculation, shifting expectations, and a suspiciously quiet rollout, Walt Disney World has finally confirmed a debut date for its upcoming nighttime parade in the Magic Kingdom. Titled Disney Starlight, Dream the Night Away, the highly anticipated show will premiere on July 20th, 2025. Now, you can see right here, this is the kind of the hype video that they actually put out for this thing. It looks like they are spending the money. Like, this is going to be a very technologically impressive show. It does have its origins, I would say, more in the Main Street Electrical Parade kind of segment of these nighttime spectaculars, as opposed to maybe like Paint the Night or even like Light Magic, which I'll get into in just a moment here. And they have a full orchestra actually being used for the composition of the music itself, which is absolutely fantastic. I love to see that. You could use AI nowadays, but they're actually spending the money and doing it proper. You can see some of the choreography as well. Ron, are you excited for this parade?
Well, not only am I excited, but let me tell you, I am so excited about this property that's being highlighted in this parade, and that is, of course, the ever beloved, extremely popular, so high at the box office moneymaker, Wish. Oh yeah, because that's everybody wants to see more Asha. I mean, I know that, like, when I go to Epcot and I pass by that Asha meet and greet, she's usually got at least 7, 8, maybe sometimes 11 people in line waiting to meet her. I'm kidding, obviously.
This is a particularly hilariously amazing aspect to this parade. I want to go ahead and bring somebody on who just made their way into the panel right here. Marvin Montenaro. Hello there, Marvin.
Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me okay now?
Hear you just fine, loud and clear. Thank you so much.
Great. All I had to do was disconnect my $700 microphone to plug in my $150 microphone.
Oh, it's so annoying, Marvin. So annoying, but you do come in loud and clear. And the most important thing is that we hear you audibly there. We were just talking about this Starlight Parade. Now, before we get to the AP and ticket aspect of this, which is our very next segment here. Yeah. We'll get into that in just a moment. I want to go ahead and focus on this parade just for a little bit itself. Marvin, are you looking forward to this parade? Now, I will say in this hype video. But why not, Marvin? Look, they're spending the money.
I have not enjoyed a nighttime parade since Spectrum Magic because that was the peak. And then, they can never bring it back because they stored it in a place that allowed the floats to deteriorate, and they have since broken them down and sold them off into jewelry. The Main Street Electrical Parade was my least favorite thing on the planet when it was in Walt Disney World because I somehow always managed to get stuck right by like the Haunted Mansion or wherever, where you couldn't cross the street because the Main Street Electrical Parade was going when you're trying to leave. This is just more modern Disney nonsense. I guarantee you it's going to start with Dreamers of all ages, and it's going to feature, like you said, feature Asha, who Ron, you might have claimed that you were joking, and I get it because I have never seen 7 or 8 people there. It's usually 3 or 4 at her meet and greet in Epcot.
I was being facetious, and the crowds are so large.
Nobody there. Nobody likes this movie. I cannot believe they gave it a float in a parade. It's and at the end of the day, they're like, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the thing that turns it all around. No, it's not. It's really not, because as we're gonna get into in a little bit, they're like, oh, annual pass holders, you might not be able to get in here. And it turns out nobody wants to go.
Yes, and we'll get into that in just a moment because that's a very interesting aspect about this whole thing. Now, I will say they brought out some merchandise, and I guess the wands will be interactive with it, which is something that Paint the Night did. I want to say 10 years ago when it made its debut actually in Hong Kong. That feature was never brought over to the Disneyland version of this particular parade. So it's like, okay, I guess this is they got the costumes and stuff. Look, here's the thing about all this. Okay, this is July 20th. Epic Universe is open. And it's going to be open, I guess, 2 entire months, while we wait for this parade. And meanwhile, in all that time, the reviews and everybody will be filing in to Epic Universe and really be blown away by the entertainment offerings and the shows and the attractions that are going to be featured there. In fact, we're already kind of seeing that the what is it? I guess the capacity thresholds where people are thinking have actually been extended upward. And now we're getting some like real wait times attached to this specific park that people expected on opening day, but we're just seeing right now. So for 2 months, Epic Universe is going to get all the love, and it's going to get all the coverage. It's going to get all the social media posts. I am just surprised that this one entertainment offering, which I think is the strongest of the entertainment offerings that they've announced, Disney that is, for the summer of 2025. Is coming so late. Now, maybe that's a good thing. Like you don't want to rush these things, like Light Magic, for example, right? They rushed this, and that was something like a $20 million investment down the drain because nobody ever saw it after its debut season. So again, I think it's strong on their half, on their side of the ledger to make sure it's ready for its big debut, because I think we're going to be seeing this parade a lot over the next few seasons. But it's just disappointing that something like this be delayed this much, I suppose, is where I'm going with this. Will any of you be there for July 20th when this thing steps off?
I have a reservation that was not hard to get for July 25th to go. I don't know if I will actually go. We will see. It is possible, but I don't think that you're correct in the assertion that this is disappointing to people, because for the pushback to be disappointing, people would have had to have been looking forward to it. And I don't think that anyone is actually looking forward to this parade. I have not heard any buzz about this.
It's true. There's been no buzz whatsoever. I'm going to try and see it on the 23rd. That's when I have my reservation for, which is Wednesday night. I want to go see it. Look, I will say this, and Marvin's right about there being no buzz about it, but on the other hand, it's one of those things that was a staple of the Disney parks. Like a nighttime parade was a staple. You expected it when you paid for your ticket, and the fact that it's been gone, there hasn't been one since 2016, any nighttime parade offering, is ridiculous, because it should be part of that park ticket. There's so many other things that they've taken away. I'm glad they're at least attempting to give people back what they have expected in the past. I hope this is a good deal. It darn well better not be anything like that horrible villain show that I just watched. That's all I can say about that.
And we will get to that as well in just a moment.
Well, I think parades in general are not the draw that they used to be, because I see, not as many people stop for the Festival of Fantasy anymore. And the other parks used to have a parade in every park. There are no parades in any other parks anymore other than Magic Kingdom for the one parade that it has at the moment. So I think that they stopped caring about parades. And then I think during the lockdown era, the character cavalcades also kind of killed the allure of the parade, because it was multiple times a day, every day. I think people got a little sick of it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think parades or even entertainment shows in particular necessarily book vacation packages. I think they do alter people's day when they're there, or maybe perhaps will influence the park that they go to that day in order to take advantage and see these nighttime spectaculars, which is, I think, their intended purpose, right? It's to draw out people's day and get you to stay longer inside each park that these things take place in. But I think I agree with you, Marvin. I think the allure of these entertainment spectaculars, at least in the form of these parades, has diminished at least somewhat. Now, for Disneyland, that might be a different story, but that's only because it's a more of an annual passenger-driven population there, which, I guess we should probably get into.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.